What's up guys, it's Jpeasy and welcome to another in the series, Jpeasy Makes It Easy. In this video, I'll be going over one of the best ways to improve your mechanical skills. I'll be going over how you should be using training grounds, which used to be called Terrace Hunt or T-Hunt for short, to improve yourself each and every play session. T-Hunt is the single best game mode within Siege to practice your gameplay by yourself. I've mentioned external programs that can help assist in another video, such as a name trainer, link in the card above for that video, but T-Hunt, as I refer to it going forward, is the best in-game mode that we have to help refine your skills. Those skills are aim, crosshair placement, recoil control, some basic movement, and positioning. The premise behind T-Hunt is simple. Eliminate a specified number of enemy terrorists in a map. In said map, you have to deal with proximity detonated C4, random barbed wire spread across the map, as well as barricades, all the while searching the map for your enemies. For the sake of improvement, you should be using the normal difficulty because the point isn't to win, the point is to practice. You want to get as many reps as possible without dying and having to reload the whole round. You want to clear through the map quickly, mimicking the speed you would be moving through rooms in a match. Sure, you can go slow as you start out, being more careful if you find that you're dying a lot, but your goal should be to be quick about your approach. This way, you are practicing the speed of your engagements. I find elimination mode to be the most efficient of the game modes as it has you traverse the whole map. This also used to be called Terrace Hunt Classic. In terms of map choice, I recommend having the entirety of the rank pool selected. That way you can maximize the amount of skills you're working on at the same time. Majority of people run T-Hunt with the goal of winning, of beating the terrorists, of clearing the map. The goal instead should be multi-layered. First, you want to practice with operators you plan on playing. This will assist in mastering recoil patterns for those operators, making you more proficient when you go and play them in attacking rounds. For example, I get asked how will I get proficient with the SMG-11, and this was done by doing lots of T-Hunt with Sledge. But now lately more on Mario, because I can also now practice with IQ's goated G8, but the idea still holds. As you approach each door, your goal should be to put yourself in a position as if you're about to take an engagement in an actual match. Act as if there's someone waiting to peek you and maintain your crosshair at head height. Side note to that, terrorists tend to also be crouch height way more often than standings, which can also create bad habits if you're not careful. It's a trap that I fell into myself, and I'm still working on reversing. So ignore that tendency and maintain head height, reacting to the placement of terrorists instead in most situations. If you need a reference for head height, you can use the buckles on barricades to confirm your placement is correct. I say in most situations because in specific instances you want to practice pre-aiming common locations. Are you on cafe and you're coming through the bakery door? You want to pre-aim the bakery counter. On clubhouse coming down the main stairs? You want to pre-aim the church door. These type of engagements can be practiced as well as incorporated into killing terrorists as you learn their typical locations. This allows you to set up little mock engagements where you're both practicing your crosshair placement and your aim all at once. And while you're practicing your crosshair placement, pay attention to the way you approach each angle. Make sure you have the proper positioning. Now, I did a whole separate video on positioning, so if you want to reference that, it'll be linked in the card above or the description down below. But use the same concept to determine optimal pathing when maneuvering through the maps. Try to keep away from exposing yourself to multiple angles while keeping your line of sight solid. That way, when you're in a match, without having to stop and think, you'll know how to approach each situation. Now, I'm fully aware that if you're focusing on crosshair placement, then your aim is not being worked as hard. But understand that you can focus on different elements on different runs, or even in separate sections of the same run. Want to focus on aim? Spin yourself in 360 every time you miss, or just back out and realign and re-engage after every enemy killed. Want to focus on first bullet accuracy? Turn your gun to single shot mode. Want to focus on recoil control? Pre-fire each enemy and then control the recoil. Variate your runs to make them dynamic and work on different elements of your play each time. The point is, T-Hunt can be molded to work on what you are weak on. The same goes with map knowledge. Whenever there's a new map or rework, I typically spam that map only so I can learn and adapt my pathing and lines of engagement. You can use that same concept so you can learn any map that you're weak on. Want to learn vertical play? Play buck or sledge, then start opening up holes in the floors and ceilings. I highly recommend trying this because vertical play is the key to making some of the defender-sided maps less defense favored. Now, this isn't the only or best way to learn vertical play, as you can load up a custom match and destroy whole sections of the map without the pesky terrorists shooting at you, but I just wanted to provide another way to learn in case you think custom matches are boring or something. Another underutilized skill to practice is bullet management and weapon swapping. T-Hunt typically will put you in more back-to-back engagements than any match will. It's not uncommon to walk into a room, not realize there's 6 dudes just waiting there ready to jump you, and then run out of bullets trying to spray and not die. This is the typical type of stressful situation that can accurately mimic the jump scares that Siege can be known for. It's a good opportunity to practice swapping to your secondary to finish off targets. Knowing the amount of rounds that your guns have and how long it typically takes to empty the mag is a skill worth knowing. Understand that skill in Siege, as in anything, will not come overnight. You won't just do a couple T-hunts and then become an absolute gunner. You'll need to put in some serious time to master any skill, and Siege requires quite a bit of it to become good at. The old saying goes that it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill. Now, I'm not saying to go out and play 10,000 hours of T-hunt, but understand that progress is a journey and you're likely at the beginning of this journey. Also understand that aim is only part of the equation and when it comes to becoming a good player, so try to work on as many of those elements as you can. I hope this helps, and as always, my name is Jpeasy. Take it easy.